Welcome to episode 13 of the Maddie's Joy, an Angelman Journey podcast. I'm your host, Adam Birchmeyer, and on today's episode, we have Kitty Murphy, who is the National Special Events Director of the Angelman Syndrome Foundation, on the podcast to talk about the upcoming Angelman Syndrome Foundation walk. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 13. Before we get to the interview that I did with Kitty Murphy, I just kind of wanted to share my experience with the Angelman Syndrome Walk last year. That was the first Angelman event that we attended after the diagnosis, and it was nerve-wracking until we got there and saw all the other families and got to know some of them. It's really an amazing event, and I hope that you will be able to join us at the Michigan Walk. Team Maddie's Joy will be there. We hope to see a lot of family and friends of ours at the walk, and we hope to see a lot of other families there as well. So May 20th is the walk, and then it's going to be in Milan, Michigan, not to be confused with Milan, which Nicole likes to correct me on. And yeah, so in the Ann Arbor area, if you have that day off, please come and join us. Come out. It's always a good time with music, silent auction, um, lots of just fun conversations with other families, as well as just kind of hanging out and seeing all of our children in their element. So without further ado, here's the interview with Kitty Murphy. We are so thankful to have Kitty Murphy here. She is the National Special Events Director with the Angelman Syndrome Foundation. Kitty, thank you so much for being on the Maddie's Joy podcast.
Hey, Adam, it is my pleasure, my privilege.
So, first, before we get into the topic of the day, how did you get involved with the Angelman Syndrome community?
Adam, that's actually a great question, and it's a fun story for me. I was a business owner in town, and a friend of mine that always came in runs, she still does, like a job placement. And we were talking, and I have over 25 years experience in planning special events through government, through private churches, so she has watched me through the years. We've been friends for a while, and she said, "Hey, Kitty, I don't even know if you're looking for a job, but there is one that keeps coming across my desk that just screams your name. And would you be willing to give me your resume?" And I said yes. So that was truly the first time I'd ever heard about Angelman syndrome, and I have never looked back. Working with this community is truly like no other position I've ever had. It's a joy to work every day with families like yours, Adam.
Well, thank you so much for everything that you do for our community. But today we're here to talk about the ASF walk. So how many walk locations are there going to be this year?
This year we have 48 actual walk locations across the country, and then virtual locations in every state that doesn't have an actual walk.
And so just kind of get into some specifics here. What is the walk and kind of what does it entail?
Okay. The ASF National Walk, it's my baby. It's the main thing that I work on for the Angelman Syndrome Foundation. It's been going on for more than 30 years, and it is has been and still is the number one fundraiser that the ASF does annually. It's brought in more than $25 million over the past 30 years. And the funds that come in help improve the quality of life for all individuals with AS. The funds that come in go towards family support, towards education, towards research, and to our AS clinics across the country.
So for a first time family that's going to the walk, kind of break down what can they expect? Us being the first time walkers last year, I was a little nervous going into the walk, but kind of describe what a first time family can expect.
Okay, I hope you were happy once you went. The Angelman Walk may be a fundraiser, but come walk day, if you're a first time family going, you should be excited because you're going to meet a bunch of other families, AS families and their friends, the AS individuals. It's a safe place. It's like I like to refer to it kind of like as a family reunion where they get together and they build each other up and they support one another. And they just pretty much celebrate the individuals with Angelman syndrome.
And going back to the fundraising piece, we were actually the beneficiaries of the ASF Family Fund, which actually helped pay for a portion of Maddie's visit to Children's Colorado. So you mentioned that this is the biggest fundraiser. Um, do these donations go into specific boxes, or can you kind of just unpack some of the things that the ASF does with the money that they bring in from the walk?
With the money that we bring in from the walk and from all the other grassroots fundraisers across the country, we're here for you. So if someone does get a great donation and they want it to earmark it just for the clinics or just for research, we can absolutely do that for you. If donations come in and it's not, it goes into the bucket that's where needed most. And then from there, it goes towards the family support, the family fund, our clinics, which I'm very excited about our clinics because 8 years ago when I started with the ASF, we had 0 clinics and we are now up to 25 clinics in the US alone. And then what did I say? We got 5 more worldwide. So we're 25 strong and more in the wings getting ready to be added this year. And that's where our clinical trials are happening. So it's very exciting.
And the walk is, like you said, is a huge fundraiser, and that money goes specifically towards some of those ventures. For families that might want to host a future walk, how do they kind of go about that?
Oh my gosh, you would contact me. I would be more than happy to chat with you, to go over how it works. I work with all my coordinators personally. That's what I do pretty much all day. I support, I mentor, I educate, I help recruit teams around you, and just help you put on a great event for our families.
Now, hosting a walk, is that as scary of a venture as it sounds?
It isn't. It can be. It all depends. We have walk coordinators that put on huge walks that have all kinds of activities. And then we have others that will put on, they'll reserve a park and make it more of a family reunion where people bring potluck. So if you are interested in hosting a walk, it can be as big or as small as you want it to be. It's really you just helping us make a place available for our families to come and join and get together.
For those individuals who can't attend the walks this year, how can they still reach out and donate to the ASF?
Well, if you can't attend a walk, I would say do a virtual walk. I've got several locations across the country where there's a family that maybe there's a graduation or a wedding happening that weekend. So what they're doing is creating a virtual team in their neighborhood. They'll still get their shirts mailed out to the houses. That's something new this year, which is exciting. And they're planning their own little party on a different day and raising money for the walk that way.
I like that, a little bit of a neighborhood
Yeah.
walk and not necessarily a statewide walk. Any final thoughts that you kind of want to get across to people, and whether it's in regards to the walk or anything special that you have coming down the pipeline here?
Oh, in regards to the walk, I'd say if you've never been to one, make it a point to get out to one. They're a great time. It's a wonderful opportunity for our families. As far as fundraising, I also help oversee all the grassroots fundraisers across the country. So if you're interested in doing a bowling thing, a trivia night, a bags tournament, you name it, I am the person you could reach out to, and I'll work with you. I'll get you flyers. I'll do everything I can to help spread the word for you to get your own fundraiser going. And like we said, you can earmark it. You can say, I want this only to go to the family fund or only to go to clinics, or you can say wherever needed most. We respect that. And we are just super grateful for all our families out there. And I love working with you guys. So call me.
I'm actually going to do that because I've been kicking around a few ideas and just didn't know how to get started. So I'll be
Awesome.
reaching out to you personally. But how can the community contact you to get their fundraiser going, or just if they have any questions in general?
It's super easy. You can jot down my email, which is just kmurphy, MURPHY, @angelman.org. Or if you go to our website on any of the getting involved or special events, my name and address and phone number are also on our website. So,
All right. Well, Kitty, thank you so much for joining the Maddie's Joy podcast.
thank
Thanks
you.
for taking time out of your day, and we look forward to the walk this year.
Yeah, have fun. Angelman Strong. It's a great theme this year because it really does represent our individuals with Angelman. They are strong people that we are looking forward to celebrating this May.
Thank you so much.